This is live breaking news from Queer News Tonight. Exclusive interview. SunServe selects Dr. Todd Tedrow, new board chairman, and Tony Lima as new executive director. As the South Florida LGBTQ+ community is trying to emerge from the COVID-19 pandemic, perhaps no one has faced greater challenges than our LGBTQ+ 501c3 nonprofits. Issues on providing needed services to our community, remote business structures, and especially the efforts to raise the needed funds have created challenges unlike any time in our history. So the news today of leadership at SunServe, one of South Florida's most important LGBTQI service providers, allows Queer News Tonight to bring the issues of need front and center. Today, SunServe's board of directors announced new leadership changes with the hire of Tony Lima as executive director of the agency, as well as the appointment of Dr. Todd Tedrow as chairman of the board. SunServe, which launched in 2010 and to this day remains a go-to nonprofit community organization providing professional experts, services, and care for LGBTQ+ people in need. SunServe serves over 5,000 clients each year, offering support programs in the areas of mental health, youth, transgender, housing case management, and seniors. Tony Lima assumes the role as executive director of SunServe, effective November 1st, 2021. Lima, as you know, has more than 20 years of experience leading community organizations in the nonprofit sector and a well-recognized name in our community for his previous contributions managing two other major organizations that, like SunServe, focused on LGBTQI+ people in need. Most recently, Tony served as Chief Executive Officer to Ariana's Center, Translatina, Florida, a nonprofit advocacy and social services organization with offices in Florida and Puerto Rico, focused on uplifting the most marginalized within our LGBTQI+ community, with a focus on transgender women of color. In that capacity, Tony was charged with developing and overseeing the organization's strategic vision, developing and implementing the fundraising strategy, all while expanding the reach and scope of services the organization provides. Tony has also been a sought-after bilingual thought leader on LGBTQI+ issues for media and educational advocacy forums at the local, state, and national level. Prior to serving as CEO of Ariana's Center, Translatina, Florida, Tony effected real political change as the executive director of SAVE, Safeguarding American Values for Everyone. Under Tony's leadership from 2013 to 2019, SAVE, Florida's longest-serving LGBTQI+ advocacy organization, secured the most significant political victories in the organization's 26-year history, including when SAVE successfully sued the state of Florida in 2015 to legalize same-sex marriage, and when SAVE passed comprehensive non-discrimination protections for transgender individuals in Miami-Dade County. Lima is not the only breaking news. Other significant areas of change for SunServe include the transition of Dr. Todd Tedrow from secretary to his new position as chairman of the board, which occurred on Friday. Tedrow is a professor of social work at Barry University. To help a Happening Out television network understand this unique moment our community is in and the future for SunServe is the new chairman of the board, Dr. Todd Tedrow, and executive director, Tony Lima. Well, welcome to Queer News Tonight.
Thank you, Al.
Very excited to meet you, Todd, and talk about SunServe's mission. Tell us about what has led to your ascension from secretary to board president.
Sure. I think a desire at the organizational level to move things forward based on what has been an extremely difficult year and a half, 2 years for every organization, and opportunities for new leadership, new direction, new focus, really lays a foundation for us to advance to the next level.
You know, I'm curious. We've talked at Queer News Tonight so many times about 501c3, LGBTQ, 501c3 effect from pandemic. I have done countless interviews in the last year and a half, trying to, from Happening Out Television Network's standpoint, supporting organizations like SunServe. A common message that I hear over and over again is we went through a period of concern that we might even survive. Was that something that crossed your mind as being on the board?
I was amazed at how capable the agency was at transitioning to telehealth services. And I see that from a couple perspectives. One, from being on the board and seeing how quickly we were able to transition our clinical staff to doing telehealth services. Mm-hmm. The second is that SunServe was on the front line working with Jim Lopresti from one of the original founders of the organization, and developing training throughout the state of Florida on telehealth group work. Now, some of the work we did with that for Florida was actually presented at NYU a couple of months ago. So we've taken that new modality for group work throughout both Florida and now to the academic world as a way to make sure that we're mastering all modalities given what's happened in the last year and a half.
And along with the change from board leadership of you becoming president, you hire a new executive director.
Yes.
Boards need an executive director as a full-time eye in managing and propelling. And Tony Lima is the new executive director. Congratulations to you.
Thank you, Al.
You're going to begin November 1st.
November 1st is my start date, but I'm already getting in the trenches, so to speak, with Dr. Tedrow and our new board. I'm so excited with this new opportunity. The reality is that SunServe is an iconic organization in this community, iconic and very necessary. Mm-hmm. It's not something that's spoken about a whole lot, but we truly are serving the most marginalized in our community. When you consider that more than 80% of the people coming through the doors of SunServe are people of color, transgender people, the people that really need the services the most. Mm-hmm. And that's something that I'm very dedicated to as a leader, really helping build equity in the community and helping achieve full equality in every respect. And in this case, it means providing services to people that need it most.
You know, SunServe has an iconic personality at SunServe. The leader, a mutual friend of ours, the leader of the transgender services and women's services at SunServe, Misty Eyes. Iconic. The combination of the addition of you, it's kind of going to be like a 1-2 punch for SunServe. And
1-2 with an even heavier trans and people of color and a marginalized community focus. We really have a lot of talent on staff. It's one of the things that really attracted me to the opportunity. I know several of the folks that are working at SunServe, that have been working at SunServe for many years, that are out in the community affecting positive change. People like Terry Dyer, people like Tori Bertrand.
Yeah, we love Terry.
Right. We love Tori Bertrand too. She does amazing work. And Misty is like the perfect trifecta for me to be able to come in with people that I respect and that I'm really comfortable with to help take SunServe to that next level.
You're coming out of a situation where you're going to transition from Ariana's center. We also love Ariana. What's it been like in terms of the last year and a half? You have vast experience for 501c3 nonprofits. One of the big functions is funds and raising money and raising awareness to get both the direct support and in-kind services that an organization like SunServe is going to need. What's your experience about what the last year and a half has been?
Arguably, the most important function is fundraising. Without the fundraising, you can't provide the services. You can't pay your staff. You can't be out in the community getting everything done. It's interesting because during this really difficult time, organizations like Ariana Center were able to thrive because new funders came into the space. People like Miss Foundation and Australia Foundation and some heavy hitters like AIDS United and Gilead started to try to help smaller organizations or organizations focused on the most marginalized to thrive. So it was really a moment of opportunity for Ariana Center. And I know that SunServe also really benefited from those opportunities too, given the important work that they do. The important thing is that we're getting out of this pandemic stronger. SunServe is really tight. This board is incredible. I've met a lot of the board members already. We've had time to talk and to strategize. And it really is a new day for SunServe. So coming out of this pandemic and really focused on transparency, on clarity, and really focused on our mission to provide the best services possible to those out there in need, I think that it's a whole new world for SunServe.
You're an interesting choice to me as the executive director of SunServe because you have both political advocacy experience, extensive political advocacy experience, but also minority services.
Absolutely.
What do you think you're going to bring to SunServe? What is your hope of what you're going to bring? I
think a new vision that is more centered, again, around the most marginalized Black and brown folks, the transgender community. As we know, because we talk about it on Queer News Tonight all the time, the transgender community is becoming the most important wedge issue within our political existence at the moment. Trans people are being attacked left and right, further marginalized. We're losing Black trans women almost on a daily basis right now. So I think what I bring is a help to the focus of really being able to provide the services to the people that need it most. I also think it's important for SunServe to be representative of the community that they serve. And I think that becomes more and more true every day. If you look at our staff, it is becoming incredibly diverse. I am bilingual, I'm a Cuban American, I am very dedicated to being able to uplift the voices of Black and brown folks, and I think that's going to help round out this new perspective and this renaissance for SunServe.
And the combination of the political experience that you bring and then the not-for-profit service that you've done for marginalized communities. I know you went through this period from SAVE in terms of the gala and the SAVE event. Any thoughts about that transition and where you are today?
You know, it's been a little bit over 2 years. It's been an incredible time of growth for me as a leader. I love SAVE. SAVE was a big part of my life. Some of the most important work that I've done in my career was through SAVE, and I have a lot of respect for the organization and its leadership, and I absolutely support their mission and the work moving forward. And I think for me, it was a time to learn and to grow. It was an uncomfortable time. But we're human, and sometimes we make mistakes. The important thing is that we stand up from those mistakes and move forward stronger and better than ever. And I think I've been able, with a lot of hard work, been able to do that. So I'm very proud of my time at SAVE. I wish them everything, all the wonderful things in the world, because their mission is absolutely important to help elect LGBTQ folks, help elect allies, help pass policy right now, like we talked about with the trans community, that can protect our most marginalized. Those are some of the most important things that can be done, and that's the work that they're still doing today.
Interesting to me because at the end of the day, and as everyone knows, Happening Out Television Network, Hotspots Magazine, and WMEG are just mammoth supporters of SAVE and our political advocacy, National Task Force, Equality Florida, etc. It's very, very important to our community because you find the linear link of the channel that services that SunServe provides is going to be the major issue in the 2022 midterm elections.
Absolutely.
And so the services of SunServe and the advocacy that comes from our LGBTQ political organizations are going to cross for sure in the next year.
And you know, our community is small but very mighty. It's important for SunServe to work with Equality Florida and SAVE and the Dolphin Democrats and everyone else just to understand that the issues of policy that they're pushing forward are well informed with what the real needs of the community are. Sometimes when you're working in politics, you get stuck in the headspace of it all, in the theory of it all. But when you can marry that theory with the realities of our community, I think you're that much stronger.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Very interesting. Todd, any thoughts about the immediate plans where you're getting ready to launch? In fact, I believe we're going to show the link. You're getting ready to launch the Florida AIDS Walk. Is it that time of year already?
It is.
It is that time of year, yes. So in terms of immediate plans, what we've really attempted to do over the past several days and What we've been thoughtful about for the past several months is establishing the pillars of leadership. And for us, that means three things: transparency, collaboration, and trust. And those relationships go from the community to the board, the community to the executive director, the agency staff to the board, the agency staff to the executive director. And we think that foundation addresses what SunServe needs to go forward. And so we're doing our very best to establish processes, styles, approaches, systems that honor trust, transparency, and collaboration. And I think with that foundation, we will be able to move decisively into the next phase of growth and development.
We at Queer News Tonight we see that those stars aligning. The reason we decided that we were going to do this special live breaking news on the announcement of the leadership modifications at SunServe is this is the first major announcement coming out of pandemic, or not out of pandemic, but coming out of pandemic for a major LGBTQ nonprofit. And I'm sure many other organizations are going to be listening to this to say the pillars of what need to be developed. They're going to be listening to the same thing, because we can't continue to do things the way we did pre-pandemic. This is a new world, and SunServe is literally blazing new trails to be able to do that. So congratulations to both of you.
Thank you.
The new board president, Dr. Todd Tedrow, and the new executive director, Tony Lima. So good luck, all the best. And one more time, Florida AIDS Walk, you can contribute. And why is it important that you contribute to the Florida AIDS Walk?
It's important because all of the funds are matched dollar for dollar by AIDS
the new
Healthcare
executive
Foundation.
director. We make
Absolutely.
everyone.
Yes, yes, that's the most important thing, and we're very thankful to AHF and their support of our community.
No question.
You know, I'm not new at the rodeo. I was a beneficiary before through SAVE for the Florida AIDS Walk, so I'm just jumping right back in and fundraising as much as possible to help propel this amazing work that we do at SunServe.
Excellent. Well, good luck. Your plates are full, and you just started Friday, and you start November 1st, and your plates are already very full. But SunServe is incredibly valuable for our LGBTQ South Florida community, and we'll all watch this because there is an interesting intersection that is happening with minority issues, the culture wars that are going on, the services that need to be provided, and the politics that are going to happen in midterm elections. So SunServe is going to be one of those shining examples of what we need in our community. Congratulations. And thank you for being with Queer News Tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.